Overrated players. Two words that flip NHL fans into chaos, and you know exactly why. Every year, we hear the same names, the same excuses, and the same hype that doesn't always match what happens on the ice. So which big names are riding reputations a little too hard? In today's video, we're breaking down the contract, production, pressure, and all. But before we jump in, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss more stuff from us. Let's dig in. 1. Auston Matthews. We can't talk about overrated players without starting in the hockey mecca of Toronto, can we? The media spotlight on Auston Matthews has always been as intense as his elite shot.
Auston Matthews, great move, scores! The one, the only, Auston Matthews. Superstar play here.
But when the postseason hits, the glow seems to dim. This isn't about his regular season brilliance. You don't win 3 Rocket Richard trophies and an MVP on a fluke. He put up a mind-blowing 69 goals in the 2023-24 season. That's pure, undeniable skill. The problem, however, lies in the playoffs and his massive $13.25 million AAV contract. For a superstar paid to be a game-breaker, his track record in the postseason is, well, underwhelming. Last year, in a crucial playoff series against Florida, his offensive output dropped significantly, and he looked a step slower. He had just 3 goals in his last 20 playoff games across multiple seasons, with some analysts noting he was outplayed by lesser-paid teammates. If we look at the advanced stats, they also tell a similar story. While Matthews has fantastic possession numbers during the regular season, that dominance doesn't always translate to high-danger chances in the tight-checking playoff grind. You expect a player of his caliber and salary to take over a series, to elevate his game when the stakes are highest, but that hasn't consistently happened. 2. Jack Eichel. Next up, let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights centerpiece, Jack Eichel. This player's name has been synonymous with potential superstar since he was drafted 2nd overall in 2015. There's no denying his raw talent, the powerful stride, the ability to control the puck like it's on a string. But has he truly lived up to the massive hype and, more importantly, the hefty price tag? He currently carries a significant cap hit of $10 million AAV, which increases to $13.5 million on his new extension. For that kind of money, you're not just buying a good player, you're buying a generational talent who can single-handedly alter the trajectory of a franchise. And while he did win a Stanley Cup in Vegas, leading the team with 26 points in 22 playoff games during that run, his career has been a story of frustrating inconsistency and injury issues. His career production averages out to roughly a point per game, which is very good, but perhaps not the all-world top 5 player many envisioned when he came into the league. People expected Eichel to be challenging Connor McDavid for the scoring lead every year. Instead, he has struggled with consistency and staying healthy for long stretches, playing a full 82-game season just once in his career. 3. Trevor Zegras. It's time to talk about Trevor Zegras, the darling of highlight reels and social media. His creativity with the puck is undeniable. The Michigan goal,
What a beautiful play by Trevor Zegras.
and the alley-oop pass are forever etched in hockey history.
Behind the net, he knows he's there, he goes right to him. Zegras, here he can, oh look at this! Oh, it's in! Oh my goodness, what a goal!
He's exactly the kind of player the NHL loves to market, and for good reason. But for all the spectacular viral moments, his overall offensive production and consistency don't measure up to the superstar label the media and fans have given him. While he did put up 61 and 65 points in his first 2 full seasons, and many defenders of Zegras will point to that as proof of his skill, if we look at the numbers, they reveal some concerning trends. His 2023-24 season was hampered by injury, leading to a dip in his points per game average, which dropped from 0.77 to 0.53. And even in his productive seasons, a significant portion of his points came on the power play. For instance, in his best season, 2022-23, he had 13 power play assists and 4 power play goals, accounting for 17 of his 65 points. His even strength production wasn't as dominant as you'd expect for a player of his supposed caliber. Furthermore, he has never won more than 41.4% of his face-offs in a season. On a rebuilding team like the Ducks, and now with the Flyers, you're getting a ton of flash and skill, but not always a complete two-way forward. An anonymous NHL player poll in 2024 even identified him as the league's most overrated player. When you compare his dazzling viral plays to his overall consistent production and effort, it becomes clear his reputation has gotten a little ahead of itself. 4. Miro Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars is undeniably talented, a truly dynamic skater with a great hockey IQ. He's exactly the type of modern defenseman teams crave. But is he a true #1 Norris contender? Or just a very good defenseman who looks great because of his speed? After a career-high 73-point season in 2022-2023, his production dropped significantly the following year, even with an offense-focused coach in Peter DeBoer. Heiskanen finished the 2023-2024 season with a respectable 54 points. But the drop-off is noticeable for a player consistently talked about in the same breath as guys like Cale Makar and Adam Fox. He is often expected to drive the offense from the blue line, but his point totals suggest he isn't always doing that at a truly elite level. And then there's his salary. At an $8.45 million AAV, the expectation is that he should be a game breaker on a nightly basis, a player who can dominate the opposition in all 3 zones. But when you look at the stats, he doesn't look like he is consistently producing high-danger scoring chances at even strength. His defensive game, while solid, isn't always impenetrable. And he's still a player who can be exposed in certain matchups. The Stars often relied heavily on him, but sometimes that pressure seemed to weigh on his overall game. 5. Seth Jones. Next up, let's look at Seth Jones, a player who seems to be a permanent fixture in the overrated conversation. The story here isn't just about his play, but the absolutely colossal 8-year, $76 million contract he signed with the Chicago Blackhawks, carrying a significant $9.5 million AAV cap hit through the 2030-31 season. That's a huge commitment, tying him for one of the highest-paid defensemen in the league. The expectation for that kind of money is a perennial Norris Trophy candidate, a player who can single-handedly anchor a defensive core. The reality, however, is a little less stellar. Jones had a career year in Columbus back in 2017-18 with 57 points, but he hasn't come close to matching that production since. In his first full season with Chicago, 2021-2022, he managed a respectable 51 points, but his offensive numbers have since declined, dropping to 37 points in 2022-2023 and 31 points in an injury-plagued 2023-2024 campaign. But the real red flag, you see, is in the defensive metrics. For a player logging huge minutes, over 25 minutes per game in 2023-2024, the on-ice results have been, frankly, underwhelming. He's often exposed by speedy, skilled forwards and struggles to make those possession-changing plays that elite defensemen make. 6. John Tavares. For years, John Tavares was the Islanders' franchise savior and a legitimate point-per-game center. His infamous 2018 free agent signing with his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs, featuring a massive 7-year, $77 million contract with an $11 million AAV, came with immense pressure. And for a while, he delivered. But the narrative has shifted as his production has noticeably regressed with age. The issue is that Tavares is still widely regarded by some as a top-line center, but the numbers suggest he is better suited for a high-end second-line role. His point totals have seen a steady decline. After a 47-goal, 88-point season in his first year with the Leafs, his numbers have dipped, and he's had to deal with injuries, including a serious one in the 2021 playoffs.
It was right to the head. Oh boy, that is scary.
Serious. They're going to need the medical crew, and the officials now are calling for.
In the 2023-24 season, he put up a respectable 65 points in 80 games. But that's a far cry from the elite production expected from a player with his cap hit. Analytics experts have pointed out that a significant portion of his production is tied to playing with elite line mates, and his personal even-strength metrics, such as individual expected goals, IXG, are often below those of his high-scoring seasons in New York. There's also a decline in his skating speed and an inability to consistently generate high-danger chances at even strength, leading to the perception that his name value and the size of his contract far outweigh his current on-ice impact. For an $11 million player, fans expect consistent, superstar-level performance, and Tavares isn't delivering that anymore. So who tops your overrated list? And which of these players do you think gets the biggest free pass from fans and media? And which player in the league do you think is actually underrated compared to all the noise around the stars? Drop your picks in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed the breakdown, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming NHL debates and deep dives.